I'm Mike, and this is Jen, and we live here in Penfield, New York.
Actually, one of your guys came by knocking on doors, and we actually needed a new roof. So it was perfect timing. And we talked to him for a while, and he's like, if you could start tomorrow. And I'm like, well, tomorrow, that's like it's kind of fast, but yeah, we're kind of ready for a roof. Maybe not tomorrow, but then it actually ended up that you guys were available to start like the next week, which was amazing.
Yeah, I like doing drone imaging to get a different perspective on things. So it was really cool to do it here while the crew was working on the house doing the roof. I asked permission ahead of time, and they were fine with it. So it was great, and I think that they actually enjoyed it a bit once they got used to it, flying around occasionally. Yeah, so the drone I have has an ability to fly the same track, so you can like program it with certain spots in space, and then it'll go fly like a spline kind of a path through that. And so I flew that same track like a dozen times or 15 times over a couple of days as they were here.
So the gentleman that came by had a video about the company and about the product, like the actual roof and the underlayment and the kind of nails and all of that, and then had actual samples of those things. And so we decided that it sounded like a reputable company.
Another thing I want to point out,
sounded like he knew what he was doing. He actually got up on the roof and took some video of the shingles where they were coming up and where they were kind of falling apart and decaying along the edges. And we knew that we had some leaks, but it was really nice to see, in the moment, the degradation of the shingles that were there. And actually he went up in our crawl space in the attic because we had a leak, and he actually crawled up there with a ladder and to try to find that leak, which was like, I felt like going a little bit beyond what I would have expected, which was nice. So the crew that was here, they showed up, bright and early, and they worked their butts off all day. They worked so hard, and they were nice, they were cheerful. It was really nice to, overhear like some laughter, and the company were really accommodating. We had family coming in from out of town, and so the company worked around that schedule with our grandkids so that, they wouldn't be around when the tear-off was happening. I couldn't believe how fast it was.
Yeah, it was just really fast.
It was like 2
and a half, 3 days.
Yeah, I mean, they were long days. They were like 12-hour days, but I mean, they zipped through it. It was a big crew, but they were fast.
Yeah.
They did really well. There was somebody out on our deck for probably an hour picking nails out of in between the slats. They were really mindful of that, and that was really nice.
In the products that he showed us, I like the barrier that they put down. We know every winter I worry about the snow that's on there, and I feel a lot more comfortable now with the roof that we don't have to worry about water potentially coming in those areas. It would feel very good. It looks great, yeah. And we're sure it'll hold up well.
Yeah, love the color. The color that was recommended, awesome. Love the color. And very happy to know that we have a solid roof that's not leaking and not, causing damage. That's very nice. I would recommend Roofing Rochester to any of my friends and family, neighbors. They did a great job.
And I'd back that up 100%.